and welcome along to the Invincible podcast with my man Lee Judges in the building. Hey, have you recovered yet? We was out last night. Want to big up Stats Perform, big up those guys. They invited us to this big quiz. It's an annual quiz that they do. Opta Joe.
Whoa, yeah.
They had like all the big guns there, weren't there? They had like all the top journos were there. The Athletics, Sky, BT Sport, Joe, you name it, everybody was there. And we were making our debut there in this quiz.
Debut, yeah.
We didn't do too bad, did we?
Done all
I mean,
right.
out of 23 people,
23 teams.
23 teams, we come ninth, right? But only don't be deceived by that ninth because that was only a few points off the actual winners.
Top five. But we nearly come fifth.
Yeah.
And listen, we didn't come fifth. We're not happy about it, was we? We're not
happy about it. Well, I thought for our debut we done well.
All right.
And you know, big up to who won it again? It was on the BT
analysis or something.
BT analysis team.
You know. So they know everything.
How you going to beat them boffins? You know what I mean?
No.
You know what I mean? But we done well.
Yeah. Big up to Chris and Ty as well.
Chris and Ty, man, they were good. Yeah, I mean that was the team. It was me, Lee, Chris Hudson and Ty. And I've got to say, big up Ty, man. He was pretty good on it, wasn't he?
Well, I don't know about big up Ty because it was all like drinks and a bit of free food.
I'll tell you what, free drinks were flowing.
The drinks were flowing, but obviously he doesn't drink, so he's the old pineapple juice. But he takes over when it comes to the food. If you ever go on a do with Ty, now straight up, eat before you go because you know. I went to get saying he's nibbling on my fingers. You know what I mean?
Remember they bought like a trays, they brought that tray around,
demolished them,
and before you could even blink, it was.
You know what I mean? That's my finger. Do you know what I mean? I had to go and get McDonald's afterwards because he'd ate all the food. But when it comes to drink, he's all right with his pineapple juice, isn't he? But it was free, considering it was free flowing of drink and everything. I think we done. We done well. Ty, 2 questions out of that. Well, actually, we've got to say this. I'm going to big us all up here. We actually got 3 questions right that nobody else in the whole room got.
What was that one that Chris got right, the Hibernian one? What was the question again?
What was the first team to enter a European competition? Football team.
From this country?
From British team.
British team, and he got that right. I was like, I didn't...
no one else got that.
Yeah.
No one else got that. Gordon Strachan was the one that Ty got. Which nobody else got.
Yeah.
And he also got the one with Alex Scott, I think, as well.
The Alex Scott one. You got that, the one that you got right, that was, I thought was really good, is when you got the Ian Wright one.
Yes.
What was that again? Who did
Dennis Bergkamp assisted
most
15, assists 15 times, and everybody in the room put Henri, didn't they?
Yeah.
I turned around and said, I think that's too obvious, Henri. I think it's Ian Wright.
Yeah.
As a good captain, you went with it, didn't you?
And also there was the question. That question that, again. There was a few questions, right? That he was like saying to me, nah. So there was one. What was it? Was the first African team to knock out a World Cup holder? And I said Senegal.
I said Cameroon.
And he's like, no, it's Cameroon. I go, I'm sure it's definitely Senegal. He's like, no, it's definitely Robbie. I'm telling you, it's definitely Cameroon. Went with Cameroon, it was Senegal.
And the other one, which was a real annoying one, which we got, was the 2 players that played for Real Madrid and Barcelona. Figo, we went Enrique, but
Figo and Saviola. That was Ty. Ty said Saviola.
But he did go with Enrique as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
And otherwise, if we'd have got those 2 points, we'd have been 5th.
Oh man!
So,
just like the Arsenal.
Not quite good enough.
Well, hey, you know what, Chris? What I thought we'd do, Chris.
Chris
Hudson. There, I sat next to him for so long last night. Now I think you're him. Lee. What I thought I'd do today. Obviously we're in transfer season.
Yep.
Right, and I know you love transfers.
Listen, I love you to death and all that, but your show. the Transfer Daily is the wind-up show of all. Like, I cannot. It just, you know what I mean?
You love it.
That's just a wind-up, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean?
How's it a wind-up?
More links to the chain, you know what I mean? It's unreal, like, you know, I just, you know.
Do you know what?
It just does my head in, this transfer world.
It's what happens. We get linked to players, and, you know, we got to have a look at the players that have been linked, and then, you know, decipher it and see whether it's a genuine link or whether it's bullshit or whatever. That's what we do on the show. And there's a lot of links, like you said. Many more links in the chain. But you know what I thought I'd do with the show today? Because obviously we're in transfer season. It's mad. Even though the transfer window hasn't even opened yet.
Not officially, no.
No, it opens next week, right? But what I wanted to do with this, right, is I'm going to make you, for the purposes of this show...
I'll be a do.
You're Edu.
Yeah, I'll be Edu.
You're Edu. You are the guy. You are Edu and Mikel Arteta rolled into one. You are the guy that is going to decide who gets brought in to Arsenal this summer, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you £150 million. That is the same amount of money as what we spent last summer, giving you another budget of £150 million. Then what I've got, right, I've got it written down here, right, is that there are 10 players that Arsenal have been linked to, yeah?
Yeah.
And out of these 10 players, that because some of these links are quite strong, right?
Yeah.
Some of them are quite strong. Some of them are links, all the same, right? Out of these players, you must select the players that you're going to spend your £150 million on. You can spend less, but obviously you can't go over budget, right? And then once you've decided on the players that you're going to spend it on, we'll then, after that, put together your team for next season. So we'll find out how easy is this. And obviously it's not as easy as this because there's loads of negotiations to be done and stuff like that. So let me run through. I'm going to run through a list of some of the players that are available. As I run through it, tell you about their position. I'm going to tell you about their value as well. Now, what I've done with their valuation, I've based it on, there's a site called Transfer Market. It's really, really good. What they'll do is they'll give you the value. They work out what they think the value of the player is. A lot of times, players can actually go for less or more than this.
Yeah.
But this is what they think is the actual market value of this player currently. Obviously, when negotiations go on, it can rise. So I've worked out a valuation for these players. Remember, you can buy as many of them as you want, but you've only got £150 million. And bear in mind, you know some of the positions that we need filling.
Yeah.
This summer. You know, striker, midfield players.
We don't need a striker now.
Right.
We've got Eddie tied up.
Look, he's starting to talk like Arteta already. Not as easy as you think. Right. Fullbacks.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Right, so £150 million budget. Let's run through some of the players we've been linked to. Some good players in summer. Serge Gnabry, of course, former Arsenal player.
1 year left of his contract.
Yeah, remember he was at Arsenal, was coming through the ranks, doing really, really well, had injury problems, got sent on loan, remember, to West Brom famously.
Yeah. Didn't
get played by, who was the man?
Pulis.
Tony Pulis. Didn't rate him. Tony Pulis.
Well, where's Tony now? You know what I mean?
Tony Pulis didn't rate him. He came back to Arsenal. When he came back to Arsenal wanted to sign him on a new deal. They wanted to keep him. But he wanted to play. He's like, no, I want to play football now. I don't want to just sit on the bench and stuff like that. So he went off to Germany. I think he went to Wolfsburg first. Did really, really well there.
Yeah,
and then got signed by Bayern Munich. And then he's been absolutely amazing at Bayern Munich. German international as well. I think, would you say he's world class? I think he's a very underrated player now because when you look at some of the things he's done in German football, maybe not as hot last season, but...
No, when I look... Do you remember the game he had against Tottenham?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was brilliant.
That was a world-class... He absolutely destroyed Tottenham that day.
And he's done that for Germany as well.
Germany. I think he's a wonderful player. And at the end of it, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, he's got a year left of his contract. Arsenal should be in for him. You know what I mean? That's the end of it. I don't,
Well, you listen. You're going to have a chance to be in for him with your budget.
He's in
well,
my
hold on. You can work your budget. I'm running through the players, but obviously Bayern Munich, his current valuation, according to Transfer market value, £63 million. So you do quite
with a year contract left.
Yeah, that's his current valuation, £63 million. So you do quite a bit of your budget on it. But £63 million.
Well, I'm selling.
All right. Oh, wait a minute.
Can I sell?
Forget. No. Wait. Forget about the selling part. You've just been given. This is your budget.
That's a big match, isn't it?
You see now he's going to start finding out how difficult it is because you heard him straight away. I'll tell you what, we got to get him.
Yeah. Well.
Right. All right. Next player, Yuri Tielemans, Leicester City, Belgium international. Over the years that he's been at Leicester, he's been an excellent player. Didn't have a great season last year, but I think a lot of that could be to do with the fact that he's getting a bit stale there and he wants to move. Yeah. But I remember the season before, we all remember that brilliant goal he scored in the FA Cup final.
Brilliant player.
Great midfield player. Will bring a lot to any team. Still very young as well.
24, is he?
Right, 24? Still in the prime. Would suit Arsenal, which would be heavily linked with Yuri Tielemans. Valuation £49.5 million. Okay?
Where are you getting all these from?
That's his market value.
Market value with
£49.5 million.
This is where negotiations come in.
£49.5 million. He's a top player. Look what it is. Lots of teams will be after him. So it's not your usual one year. These are much sought after players. Zinchenko.
We give away players for nothing with 1 year.
Well, we're the only ones who do that.
Yeah.
Zinchenko, Manchester City fullback.
That's a good one.
Versatile fullback. I think he can play either side. Obviously, he's not a regular starter at Manchester City, but every time he's called upon, he's done well. He did, if you look at the last game when they won the league, he changed it. He was one of the players who changed it when he came on. Reliable player. Now Premier League ready, and we know we've got problems at fullback.
Yeah.
We've got problems at fullback with injuries. Kieran Tierney's a great player. Tomiyasu is a great player, but both of them spent half of the season on the injury bench.
And without Europe and all.
Yeah, and we know that the cover that comes in for some of these players is not their standard, even though they come in and, Nuno Tavares and, Cedric and that. He would be a big upgrade on those guys. Yeah. Zinchenko available, market value 22.5
Oh, that's a little bit
million.
better. That's a little bit better.
22.5 million.
That's good.
His teammate at Manchester City, Gabriel Jesus, heavily linked with a move to Arsenal. Looks like he's definitely going to be moving this summer because they bought in Haaland. Pep Guardiola sings his praises all the time, rates him. We've seen him over the years in the Premier League, works his socks off, would suit what Mikel Arteta does down to the ground, is a good finisher, decent finisher, good goal scorer. All right, maybe not prolific, but he doesn't play every week. And a lot of times when he plays, he gets shifted out wide, he gets moved around. He's never really been played as that number 9. Whereas if he came to Arsenal, he probably would be played as that number 9. Current valuation for Gabriel Jesus, 45 million market value. You all right?
Yeah, I'm not happy with these prices.
That's the listen, mate.
I've these are the prices. On 2 players.
These are the prices. You said you want quality.
Yeah.
You said there's no excuses. We're putting it in your hands. All right, next player.
Well, we need more than 150 million here, don't we?
You got 150 million.
Seriously?
Memphis Depay. Remember, he's at Man United. He came to Man United, didn't he? He flopped a bit, really.
Yeah.
It didn't work out for him.
Don't make say he's a good player, though.
Gone to Barcelona.
Done okay.
Okay again. But again, never really the main guy. Never really played in his right position. When he plays for Holland, though.
Top guy, yeah.
He's a top player. There's a top player in there. I know he's a bit of a, some people look on him as a bit of a fancy Dan. He likes his clothes and this and that. But doesn't seem to be discipline issues with him. When he gets on that pitch, he puts it in. 40.5 million if you want him. He is going to be available by the looks of it this summer. It looks like Barcelona, they want to get Lewandowski in. Lewandowski wants to go to Barcelona. They're going to have to let some players go. Braithwaite, Memphis Depay, these sort of guys definitely look like they'll be on their way out, right? I think they'll keep a ban now. I think they keep a ban. Because obviously what he's done since he's gone in there. Football as well, target number 6, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Didn't have a great season for Everton this year, but a lot of that was to do with injuries. Yeah. Season before, he was brilliant. Big, brilliant in the air, target man, quick as well, strong, Premier League ready, knows the Premier League inside out. Arsenal been screaming for a target man. He's a target man. He's the obvious target man out there. England international as well. Valued at around about £37.8 million according to Transfer Market.
Really?
£37.8 million.
Why so low?
That's the valuation of him. Maybe it's dropped a bit because of this year. Didn't play a lot. Didn't score a lot of goals. Everton for much of the season in relegation problem. That affects your valuation, you know what I mean? Victor Osimhen. Napoli. Prolific goal scorer for them. Nigerian international. Quick, strong, brilliant finisher. Considered one of the top strikers in Europe at the moment. Available, it seems, this summer. But you've got to put now this is one where they put a valuation. Their valuation's 54 million. I'm going to stick to that. But the Napoli owner is a hard negotiator. I've seen rumours of him wanting like 70, 80 million. He ain't going to get that, but it'd be hard to get him away. But we're sticking with it on the 54 million. Victor Osimhen available for £54 million. We know Arsenal need a striker. Target number 8, Aaron Hickey. Aaron Hickey playing his football, Scottish international, but playing his football over in Italy. Has had a great season. Lots and lots of clubs looking at him. Plays for Scotland as well, Scottish international. Versatile fullback as well, who can play on either side. Again, you think about it, you get a player like that in, you can cover. If Tomiyasu's out, you can cover for him. If he's been missing for so long, I've forgotten his name now. Kieran Tierney's out.
Well done.
He could cover Kieran Tierney. He's Scottish as well, Scottish international, so he could get a bond going with Kieran Tierney as well. Available for £21 million. Very reasonable.
Yeah, very, very reasonable.
Very reasonable.
Very reasonable.
Is Basuma, Brighton, in the last year of his contract as well. I think he's only got 1 year left after this, the current season.
So he's got 1 year left now?
1 year left. I can tell you that he's definitely. I spoke to when Arsenal played Brighton. I was very lucky to be in a box of that game, and I was chatting to 2 of the directors of Brighton. I asked them about Basuma, and they said to me he's probably definitely going this summer. Because they're like, he's going into last year's contract. It's Brighton. They need, they rather take the money than, than him run down the contract to nothing. Defensive midfielder. We have needed a defensive midfielder for years. He's a quality defensive midfielder. We've seen him. He's strong. He can bring the ball out as well. He's got a decent pass on him. But just that solid screen, a real upgrade, I think it would be, on what we've had in midfield in those defensive areas. Available for £31 million.
Deal done.
Right? And then there's an alternative to that. Another guy that we've been linked with, his name's called Amadou Onana. Now, he's a young player. I think he's only 20. Plays for Lille. He's been compared to Paul Pogba. A lot of people have been comparing him to Pogba in the way that he plays. Again, a very big, mobile midfielder who can get around the pitch. Really had a good season at Lille. Lots and lots of clubs interested in him. Available for around about £9 million. So it might be a little bit of alternative to maybe a Basuma, young player. So those are the 10 that I've picked out. Listen, there's more players we've been linked to, but I've gone with those 10 because they're probably some of the hottest rumours around those players. You got £150 million to spend. I'm going to get my calculator out. So if you start putting your team together, and then also, give me the reasons why you've gone for those players, and then
I'm gonna.
all right, so let's fire away.
Far away. Well,
so do you want to start with a striker first, maybe? You need a striker. Arsenal need a striker.
We need a striker. I think.
You could argue. I personally think we need two strikers.
Well, we need to, but with a 150 million budget, we ain't going to be able to get to, are we? But no, because we got to. But
why not?
Well,
so you
I'll
do.
be
So
very
you
disappointed if we don't bring in. I know, like, forget about the budget. I'll be disappointed. I want someone like Calvert-Lewin up front.
Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, we need a striker now of either him, Tony, or someone like that. That we've got to go to a plan B when things are not working. We can put the balls in for crosses and things like that. Now, with Jesus, I'm afraid he's a little bit too similar, in my opinion, to Eddie. You know what I mean? If Eddie was gone as well, Jesus would definitely be a target. But
so you're keeping Eddie. So Eddie's going to be Eddie instead of Jesus. Because you've got Eddie now, you're not going to.
I prefer. Yeah,
you're not going to go for Jesus.
I would prefer to have. I would love to have Jesus in the side, over Eddie. But like the fact of the matter is, we've signed Eddie again, haven't we? If Eddie had gone, you know what I mean, like we'd have to get two strikers in. But now with Eddie in the team, ideally we.
So we're going to go for 3 strikers to 2 now.
Well, I've only got 150 million, aren't I? I'm going to sell players later on in this transfer window. I'm selling a few players to get in Jesus, okay.
No, because the selling. This is what the owners of the club have given you as your budget.
Well, that ain't enough.
Forget about selling.
So if I'm in that board meeting now, I'm actually saying to Josh,
no, but that
is not enough. Josh, it's not enough. You want me to be excited? That is not enough.
Well, listen, that's what we can afford right now. You know what I mean? We've got things we're having to sort out. You know what I mean? We're just coming out of a pandemic. You know what I mean? We've got, we've lost money. We've lost 50, 60 million pounds. That's what we can afford. So even the money that we're going to recoup back in sales, that's got nothing to do with you. Right. You just concentrate on what we've given you, a £150 million budget. So many teams haven't got that budget.
All right. Okay.
So come up with something good.
Right. So I'm going to go.
And we're expecting top 4.
Because I'm limited in budget. I'm just saying I'm limited in a budget here. Like.
Well, I don't know, man. I've heard you on interviews saying, 150 million quid he had to spend, and you know what I mean? That's a lot of money. Now you got 150 million.
Right, well, go on then. I'm going for Calvert-Lewin then.
All
right, because I'm cash strapped here, so I'm going for him. I'm definitely going for Basuma at 31 million.
Basuma.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how much I spent now? About 60, I don't know.
I'll tell you at the end what you spent. I'll tell you at the end, but you're going Basuma. Why?
Because we need to strengthen in midfield.
But why Basuma? You're thinking
Premiership proven. I think that we need to be a bit more powerful in the midfield, a bit more dynamic, a bit more have a bit more legs in there. So I'll go in.
I like Basuma, man.
Yeah, I like that. So
the only thing just on the Basuma thing, the only thing I was hearing the other day that he's got a looming court case. Remember, I think somebody was saying that might be
holding him back.
That might even be this month or something like that. But he's got a court case. We're not going to get into it, but
once that's
obviously, if he lost that, he might not be playing any football.
He might not be playing anything. Yeah. So, but we're saying like that.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're assuming that he has. Yeah,
he's clear. So I'm going to go.
East Basuma.
Yeah. Also, he can play the Partey role. Again, another for reliability. Partey, I'm not 100% sure on. I like him as a player, but for me, again, another season without European football, week in, week out. We've had a lot. This is a worry for me for our team. We've only been playing one game a week. Partey, Tommy Yassel, Tierney have been missing for half the season, so they're not reliable. You can criticise Granit Xhaka as much as you like. He's there most weeks and all that. Like, you know? And I'm not being horrible. It's in any sort of job, isn't it? Like, you know, if you've only got someone turning up half the season or half the year, it can be the greatest work. But if he's not there. So I think we need reliability. The track, you know, Basuma's always there. You know, he'll come to Arsenal and, you know, he'll be another one injured. But like, I will go for him. So that's 2. I've got a real decision what to make. We need to improve. I think the front 3. We need to improve it. Like we've got Smith Rowe. We've got Martinelli, Saka, and we've got Calvin Lewin now. But I need to sprinkle a bit of the old gold dust on that. Like, in you come, Serge. He's coming in.
Serge Gnabry.
He's coming in.
Serge Gnabry. What do you think he'd bring to the team?
I just think he'd bring a little bit of experience, bit of quality, bit of work. I think potentially, again, looking at that, and I'm a big criticism of it. No world-class players in that team. Again, but I just think he is the nearest thing that we can get to world class. Scores goals, creates goals, and do you know what? He's quick.
Yep.
So
he know the Premier League as well, because even though he wasn't
unfinished business, you know what I mean. That's what I would say. So I would make him the golden boy of the team. You know what I mean? Like him and Saka on the flanks. Can swap and everything like that. Calvert-Lewin up top. Champions League, here we come.
Okay. Yeah. Anybody else?
How much I spent?
I'll tell you when you know.
Well, I'm gonna. I would like Tielemans to give us that midfield option.
All right.
But I need to strengthen. We need to strengthen fullbacks. So
you got Zinchenko there. You got Aaron Hickey.
I'll go with Aaron Hickey because I just think he's a little bit cheaper. Might be in my budget.
You just go for the cheapest.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's a lot of difference in them really. I'd like to go with Zinchenko because he's more Premier League experienced. But I'm going to go with you know, this is the trouble. See, I'm on a budget. And this is the problem. If I'm Pep or I'm the new car, I ain't worried about a budget. I'm just going, him. You know what I mean? Like, this is where the problem lies for other teams.
You've gone over budget now.
I've gone over budget. Yeah. How much by?
So you've gone 2.8 million over budget. So you're going to have to get rid of somebody off for that.
He's not going to let me have
the players that you
bought. He's not going to let me have an extra 2 million.
No. That's your budget. It's 150 million. So you've bought Serge Gnabry in 63 million, Aaron Hickey 21 million, East Basuma 31 million, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin 37.8 million.
Right.
You're over budget.
Then if I'm over budget, I'm over budget. So I'm going to take out Aaron Hickey. You know, we have to wait till the next year. I'm going to take you know what I mean? We can get away with our fullbacks.
Right, so no fullback.
No, because what we could do is go.
No fullback cover.
No, because we could go to a back three.
Nuno Tavares and.
Well, we'll go to a back three because Saliba's coming back, isn't he? So I'd have Saliba in my team.
Yeah.
I can use Ben White as an alternative. It's not ideal. This is, by the way, you know what I mean, because I'm hampered by the budget.
Well, you could argue you've been given £150 million. That's a lot of money.
I don't think it is. When 150 million.
If I would have said to you, if I said before the show started, I'm going to give you £150 million, you would have said that's a decent amount.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like.
But now you're starting to see the intricacies of this thing,
yeah.
And this is based off of market value. We're not even getting into big negotiations.
I will try. Listen, the Serge Gnabry one at 63 million, right? I would be trying to negotiate that.
You find it very difficult to break that down because he's a top player.
Yeah, but
and there'll be other clubs.
His contract.
There'll be many other clubs interested.
If he said he wants to come,
but if you can't afford him, he'll go somewhere else. So what happens in football?
Yeah, not necessarily. If they want, like for instance, it does happen that this guy like turn around and go, well, I want to go to Arsenal. If not, I'm going to see out my contract and I'll go for nothing.
Yeah, but then it's no good to you because you need the player now.
Yeah, well, you're hoping then that Bayern Munich would say, all right, well, I'll drop that down 5.
You're hoping, but we're going off of what the transfer market is saying.
Right, well, I want Arsenal. For me, right, I'm going to say this now. I'm not talking about as a manager, but if I'm a manager, I'm looking at it. Arsenal need to sign, right, a player that's going to excite. Right, at the end of the day, we all need, because I'm fed up with not being excited through this transfer window. When was the last time we was all buzzing for a signing? It's been a long while. We need to get someone. Now, if that's Gnabry, for me, it's Gnabry. That would excite me, sort of thing. So I'm giving this one to the fans. You know what I mean? This is the one.
Right.
As a club, I'm saying, right, yeah. So I want Gnabry in it.
So you getting? You've got about nearly. You spent 131.8 million.
Well, I'll bring in this young midfield player then, like for 9 million.
You really are sounding like Arteta now.
Well, I'm going to. At the end of the day, listen, I'm spending it on it. It's Kroenke's money. I'm spending it on anything. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't keeping it.
So,
you know what I mean? I throw it to the fans after games or whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
140 million. So you've come in a bit under budget.
Yeah.
140.8 million. So Onana, Basuma, Serge Gnabry, and Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah.
All right. Let's put that into a team now. Right. So, sorry, let me just get a new page. Right. So, let's put that into a team. So our goal's going to be in goal Ramsdale.
Yeah.
Tomiyasu, right back. White or Saliba. White, Saliba or Gabriel or Holding.
That's hard, isn't it? Like, I'm just thinking, I've got to get Saliba in there, haven't I? Saliba, White. Can I go for it? So I go for a 3 at the back.
Do what you want, man.
Tomiyasu. Yeah, let's go 3 at the back then.
3 at the back?
Yeah.
All right. So that's White. Was it White?
Yeah. White in the middle, Saliba and Gabriel. So Gabriel on the left of that. And then Saliba to the right of White. So there's that's a solid back 3, by the way.
So is that how you're going to play now? You're going to play with a back 3?
Not really, but...
No, but listen, you can't just be doing things to fit things in.
No, let's just do it as we don't really know what Saliba's going to do, so he's good to come into the squad at the moment. So my first game of the season, I'm going to go to the back 4 of Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel, Tierney. That was a back 4 when fit was doing us defensively very, very good. Yeah, we all agree with that.
You might upset Saliba a bit with this formation. The fact that he's come back now and he ain't playing again.
Yeah, that's the only thing. You know what I mean? But listen, I can charm him.
It's manager game ain't easy, isn't it?
No,
right. So we're going to go 4-3-3 then. What we were playing last season.
Yeah, let's go that.
So let's have your midfield.
Basuma, Partey, Odegaard.
Oh. That's a decent midfield, that is. And up front,
Saka, Calvert-Lewin, Gnabry. Now my bench: Saliba, Smith Rowe, Martinelli.
Oh, you haven't put Martinelli in the starting lineup?
No. Not I mean, like, because there's other games to think of as well. Yeah, you know what I mean. And all of a sudden,
he might not be happy about that. You know what I mean?
He'll be all right back because he's going to get games, right? Eddie, right? All of a sudden, it's Saliba, Xhaka, right? Yeah, you're liking it, aren't you? Like, you know what I mean?
It's decent.
Smith Rowe on the bench along with Martinelli. Also, El Neni in there. That's a strong bench.
Okay, let's give. So your team would be Ramsdale in goal, based off of your signings.
Yeah.
Ramsdale in goal, Tomiyasu, Ben White, Gabriel, Kieran Tierney, Basuma, Thomas Partey, Odegaard, Saka, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and Gnabry.
Yeah.
Good enough to get top 4?
Definitely. They're all firing. That's a front three to look like. And then you've got players like Martinelli, Eddie backing that up. Smith Rowe backing that up.
Okay, guys. So listen, I want you guys to do this at home as well.
Yeah.
Working off on my valuations, right? I'm going to do mine quickly, and then I'll then.
Yeah, this is an interesting thing because
it's an interesting. That's why
I like to see what other people are actually thinking.
Yeah.
Of what you can do and what teams you can go with and whatever, like, you know.
All right, I'm gonna go. Right, let me.
By the way, I still think we need more because I would fund and try and get another forward. I would sell, like as we're talking, just hoping while you're working out your team. I would sell Pepe. I would sell Holding.
Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with it.
But if I could get some more money in, and that would then give me Jesus.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jesus. Oh, let me just rub out your ones. So I'm gonna go. It's hard. It is hard because Dominic Calvert-Lewin would be a great signing, but I'm gonna go Jesus.
Where's your plan B though, Rob?
Huh?
When things ain't going well. That's what you got to think of. But I was just telling you. Also, I'm a big fan of Tillemans as well. I like to see him at our club.
Yeah. I'm going to go Jesus and Calvert-Lewin, right? So...
You're not going to go for Gnabry, are you?
So I've got those two strikers. I can't afford Gnabry now.
Nah, you can't afford him. What are you on at the minute? Blimey, you've got 82. You ain't got much left.
Not easy.
No, not easy. You're going to have to go. So you've got to go. You've got to bring a midfield player in. We've got to strengthen in midfield.
I'm going Basuma, man. I'm going Basuma. 31.
If that is a deal, 31 million, we've got to be in for him.
Basuma. I still got a bit left there.
How much you got left?
And then I'm going to go.
Or a couple of fullbacks.
Can't afford Tielemans. Tielemans 49 million.
Oh no, yeah. See.
Jesus.
See, like you ain't going to get the fans excited by those signings.
Got to have a defensive midfielder in there, man. This is what we've been missing for years.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to say this now. I echo it. 150 million is not going to be enough to make Arsenal a top 4 title.
No,
it's not going to.
And I'm going to go Aaron Hickey.
Okay.
All right. So that's.
And anybody thinking it is.
That's 134 million spent because I've got a little bit left over.
You're going to go for the Amanda? Is he
I'm going to go Amanda Onana.
He's coming in this for you. You know what I mean?
Right, I've got Amanda Onana. Right, that's 9. So that's 143.8 million spent.
Well done.
I bought in Gabriel Jesus, Calvert-Lewin, Aaron Hickey, Yves Basuma, and Onana. 5 players.
5 players.
All right, and then now
Josh is going to be happy with you because you've got a little bonus there of keep going under budget. So you'll get.
Although I would have loved to have bought in Serge Gnabry, the budget just didn't stretch right. So looking at your team, it's going to be more or less the same. Apart from my starting lineup, it would be
Gnabry's got to come out.
Jesus, who starts up front.
Yeah, and who on the wide?
And
Gnabry's got to come out because you didn't sign him. I signed him.
Yeah. Actually,
put Jesus out there. And is Jesus a better wide player than Martinelli?
I don't know.
I think you wasted a bit of money there. See,
I'll put Martinelli. So my starting lineup, even though I've spent all this money, is Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel, Tierney, Basuma, Partey, Odegaard, Saka, Jesus and Martinelli. But what my lineup has done is I've got cover for Basuma in Onana.
Yeah.
Right, so he can cover those areas, right? And it makes the midfield a lot stronger. I could even play the two of them in there.
Yeah.
Right? I've got cover for the fullbacks by bringing in Aaron Hickey. That means if Tomiyasu and Tierney are out, I've got a cover for that in Hickey coming in. And I've got 2 strikers. I think we need 3 strikers. So I've got Jesus coming in. And if it's not working, I've got options on the bench. I can bring on Eddie or I can bring on Dominic Calvert-Lewin as a number 9 up front. So that's mine. But you know what? The point being made here, I think, what you just said, is that £150 million
isn't going to be enough.
Isn't going to be enough. Now, my fear is, are they even going to give him £150 million to spend this summer?
Listen,
that's you know what I mean. This is why I wanted to do this experiment, because when you even look on it, that's not enough.
It's not enough. It's not.
But
enough
we need more than this. We need Gnabry.
It's not enough to get us into the top 4. But the ultimate goal is to be challenging for the title.
Yeah.
And listen, other teams above us already. Manchester City have got Haaland. They've actually said they're going to be bringing in more players. You know, they're losing Fernandinho. They're losing a couple of players. So they're going to bring in players. You know, like there's little bits of talk about Calvin Phillips going there. Even Declan Rice going there. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so you know. So 150 million ain't even gonna touch them.
No,
it's not. You know what I mean? Like we ain't even gonna compete. Liverpool have been linked. Look at the players Liverpool have been linked with in the last. Yep. I know. That people turn around and go, they're in a different league. They're not. They're on the same. They run the same sort of way we are, but they've been in negotiations. They didn't get him with Mbappe. It was in there. There's now big rumours that they're in for Harry Kane.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Which
I did a show over on DR, and Drifty was saying Harry Kane is what they'd like to go after.
That would take them.
Dembele, all these sort of players.
That would take them in again competing with Man, because I think Man City have gone further afield.
Yeah.
If they were to get that would push them there. Now Tottenham are maybe not going to let that happen, but like Tottenham are going to spend 150 to 200 million, right? That's going to make them bigger and stronger. They've got a better manager than us. You know what I mean? Like, so they're going to be a problem. Chelsea, we don't know what's going to happen with Chelsea.
They're going to spend.
I
think they've got I think they said
they cannot go on
budget to nearly 200 million.
They cannot carry on.
They won't be able to do it year in, year out like how they've done it before, but they're going to. They have to spend because they've lost a load of players as well, like Rudiger and that.
And they might sell. There's rumours they might sell Lukaku. If they do sell that, that's going to pump in a lot of money to them there. Then you look at Newcastle behind our coattails. They're going to improve. I don't think Leicester are going to be as poor a side as well.
No, they're going to spend.
They're going to spend. West Ham, at the end of the day, West Ham were a better team than Arsenal and Spurs last season because they were higher than us in the league. The reason that they didn't do it was because they didn't invest.
Didn't
so they've got to learn their lessons. If they do, they're a problem. So Arsenal are in a position now where we've got the worst goal scoring. We was talking Cristiano and everything. The worst goal scoring team since 1982.
Shocking.
And
we've weakened that. Like, that's why my thing. I was like, I've got to get 2 strikers in. We've only got 1.
So we need to strengthen that big time.
I think the moral of it, the story of what we've been discussing here, is that 150 million ain't going to be enough.
No, it's not 100%.
You know, if Arsenal to challenge, I mean, they're smart.
Challenge this year, Robbie, without European football. Let's get that right.
Yeah.
With that squad, we never challenged for the title. I mean, like we challenged for top 4 without Europe. We've got another 12 minimum games on top of what we got. That's without throwing away the FA Cup like we done this year as well, which seems to have gone under the carpet, right? So we need a bigger squad to compete. Now West Ham couldn't compete with a small squad in Europe, right? And they fell foul to it. Like, you know, by God, we better not go down that same route. And 150 million is not enough. We have not got a good enough manager to do it. It's been proven. We with the players we had last season, we did not get top 4. Now, I know we didn't have Europe, nor did Spurs. Let's forget about that. Spurs didn't know. They forfeited it. You know what I mean? That conference rubbish to get to where they got. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever way you look at it, they done it. But ultimately, that is not good enough. It's not the strong. And I'm telling you, like, you know, if we spend 150 million, I'm not going to be excited come next season.
The only other way to do it is what Arsenal are going to have to do possibly this summer is some little loan moves and things. I mean, you see Tottenham, they bought in that Perisic. That's a loan. Sorry, not a loan. That's a free transfer. So they haven't had to pay a transfer.
Maybe
Pogba's not coming to Arsenal.
Isco's free.
You know,
there's
but is Isco good enough? Is Isco long in the tooth now? You know what I mean? That's what there are deals out there to be had. It's going to have to be a combination of gems that come in, but we all know that gems take time. And what Arsenal need at the moment is they need a few ready-made guys that are going to come in and hit the ground running. That's why I'd go for a Jesus. That's why, I mean, Gnabry would be wonderful. I want Gnabry in my team, but the budget, if it is 150 million, which it could even be less, we don't even know. I think it's essential we get an Yves Bissouma type player in the team.
We need to be excited, Robbie.
And I'll be honest with you, even with the players I've picked there, and I've, you know, these are based off of players we're linked to, I wouldn't say I'd be jumping up and down.
No, exactly.
I'd be like, yeah, it's not bad. But I wouldn't be jumping up and down saying, yeah, you know, let's get his shirt name printed on the back and stuff like that. There's no one there that,
well, you know what's coming,
apart from Gnabry.
I'm not being on with both our teams here. We know we're not challenging for the title.
No.
We know that.
And that's the problem that Arsenal have got, is that we're far off. Or it's going to involve, as I said, maybe, because what we've also got to do is we've got to make the players that played last season, they got to be better this season. Martinelli's got to come in with more goals this season, right? You know what I mean? There's got to be more goals from everybody. There's got to be better performances, more consistent performances from everybody. But this is the task, you know what I mean? And this is why I wanted to do this little experiment today, you know, because it ain't easy.
No, it ain't. And this is a big worry. It's a big worry because I'm looking at it and thinking like 150 million is a lot of money. Like, you know, everybody was going, oh, we spent 150 million last season.
Like it's a lot of money, yeah.
Like it's a lot of money, and it's not. What we done last season.
150 million is only a lot of money if you've already got a great team. Yeah. So, you know,
listen, Manchester
City would probably spend
on one player last season.
Yeah, and City, you know, they spent. People would quote the facts and say, yeah, but City spent less than you lot, but they spent 100 million on one player because they got so many other great players in their team. They don't need to. Same with Liverpool. Same with Liverpool. But teams like Arsenal, Tottenham, Man United, they got us to spend a lot of money to try and catch up. So that's the task out there. I want you guys to try this at home as well. Remember the 10 players that I gave you. Remember the budgets. And you, pick 150 million only. You can't bring in any other players apart from the ones that I've given you. And you put in the comments, I want you to put your selections, what you've gone with. You might have come up with something better. We find a better one.
Yeah, if we find a better one,
we'll highlight it on next week's podcast. But Lee, thanks very much.
Yeah, no worries.
I hope I haven't given you heart attacks for this.
Well, it's now. You know what I mean? I can't wait till your show later on. Like, you know what I mean?
Transfer Daily is back. It is back, right? So make sure you check it out, right? Here over on AFTV, we'll be keeping up to date with all the players.
Daily wind-up show is back.
Keeping you up to date with all the players linked with a move to Arsenal. And when you see this, you realise that we've got a big summer ahead and we've got to get it right. Lee, thanks again. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Lee's channel as well. The link will be in the description. Like the video, and we'll see you again next week. You can download this podcast on all the usual formats. The Invincible podcast. Myself, Robbie, and Lee Judges come together once a week to discuss all things Arsenal. Straight talking, considered discussion, brought to you by the fans of the only club in Football League history to go invincible.